Wait, this might be the first video that blew up with the format where I double myself. A special editing style to rewatch my own video and add more information. Because now I'm sort of seeing what this video converged into because I didn't quite know what I was going to talk about, to be honest. I'm sort of like leaning towards this like imaginary surveillance thing, but under capitalism we have policing. And I didn't even talk about it much. Besides my own encounters with the law, which were, disappointing. It's very harsh. Policing is very harsh. You making problems in any way, even if you're literally hoping for help by causing problems. Because some people in their heads, they want help. They become hysterical. But when the help arrives, it's the most disappointing thing. They're being policed. It's not helpful at all. No one's listening to them. No one's like asking the right questions to be able to untangle the whole thing. Instead, the problem basically is that you're hysterical, and that's it. Game's over. People have to shut the fuck up and live in a free country, and not the most fun thing to do when prices are going up. And the problem is pretty obvious. Policing doesn't work necessarily. People can follow the rules and just be moral human beings in general. Rising, again, inflating everything. All right? We're bumping into each other. We're adopting wrong ideologies. A lot of ego has to be popped in the world. A lot. A lot of people just so arrogant, so disgusting nowadays. Again, they did nothing wrong, but they did found a way to just weasel themselves in to being disgusting human beings online, including older millennial out there. Alright, that guy got drunk and said a bunch of fucking shitty things that I know for a fact he thinks is true. Of like, well, if capitalism kills poor people, that's fine. I love people dying from capitalism. And this is where, you step way too far. You love your stupid little ideology, and we have to be very worried that this ideology that, capitalism kills people, unfortunately. We have to worry about it, man. We have to worry that poor people just get policing. Again, it's the rich people who can get away with things because they can just pay for it. I couldn't pay for it, and I went to, mental facility. If I could have paid for it, maybe I wouldn't have went there, but, people are very, very differently treated, whether they can pay or not, because that's how policing works. It's fucking snappy of like, all right, this guy did something wrong, can you pay? No. Everything is like fucking rapid speed. They do not care if they trample you, okay? Because it's just the employed individuals who can also not do anything wrong. Policemen also cannot do anything wrong. Police cannot be policed easily. You see this culture even in my country, like, a lot. We have a whole special fucking television series going about cops doing their thing in real time. Real-time education, pretty good. Although the people who actually commit crimes, who actually get themselves on camera, they're pretty fucking weird, of course. Also drunk and old and just basically degenerates. So in circumstances like that, you would think, that's it. End of story. Well, no. The law gets you in trouble. If you don't know how it works, if you don't know how to operate properly, if you are prone to making mistakes, mistakes will not be looked at anything different from a crime. All right, those are the same thing. That's what policing does do. It just doesn't care about the past, doesn't care about yesterday at all, because it's not collecting data. Again, in other words, they don't worry about trampling you. You know, they're just doing their job, and that's the worst thing a human can possibly do, is just do their job. Just follow orders. Like Mark Passio says, it's the ultimate evil for all of us, guys. Not questioning morality, that's where police gets, like, muddy. Every single policeman technically operates individually as well. It gets weird. Like, policewomen will probably approach situations differently than policemen. Might even end in a different outcome entirely if a policewoman shows up. Like, imagine that. And it fucking drives me crazy. It gives me fucking nightmares. Which is literally what I had to live through. Of like, well, I have a dream about stabbing two guys. Shit, I know police will come, and they do in fact come, and it's like, why do I have to live this nightmare now? But you have to. You have to now. You have to live a nightmare under policing. And again, we're sort of showing like the dark sides of capitalism very often, isn't it? I mean, that's where I come from. Maybe there's a light side. I don't have it, okay? We don't have it. The light side is like my mom receiving free money, I guess. Light, yay. And money doing cool things. So maybe next year we're gonna have something else. Instead of explaining capitalism, we're gonna be enjoying capitalism. How about that? We can switch things up. But anyway, I was sort of enjoying capitalism, and I call it tech blades. But yeah, I mean, it improves people's lives. That's a pretty big deal. Like, capitalism allows you access to exchange your points for very valuable things. Ha ha ha. Anyways, you get what you try to do is like reduce risk even more. You try to like control the situation. You have to even isolate yourself a lot more. Give yourself privacy. Do not interact with human beings. The outside world is dangerous. People are gonna fucking sacrifice themselves basically to just call upon the police to police both of you, if anything. Basically, you can just end up entrapped into a brawl. Everyone loses. Police wins. That's what policing is. It's technically royal guards, right? Everyone loses except police. Everyone who is causing any trouble will be charged. And if no one's causing trouble, fundamentally, the way they see it, then no problem. Right? They're not gonna like care about individual basis of like, oh, you feel bad about something. Oh, talk to therapist. All right? They are just in a constant fucking trampling mode. And it's almost impossible to even direct them in the right way. You just like, it's very difficult to comprehend what is this. So yeah, again, I had my own personal encounters. My mom used to call police all the time about just the dumbest things sometimes. Although I eventually did bad things, but that's the funny thing. You get provoked, your history is revoked, doesn't matter, history doesn't matter, is that one thing that you do that was bad, that the other person can probably recover from easily. They can recover from wounds, they can recover from, compiling evidence on their body. But what you can't recover from is all the time that they have wasted on you, bro. All the fucking time you care about this thing, and it doesn't go away. The trampling just keeps on trampling, basically. Just doesn't care about your feelings, doesn't care how much you care. If you don't know how the law works, you ain't dodging those bullets. And if you know how the law works, you might even fucking get rewarded by a loophole hopping, basically. Hopscotching the whole fucking system and getting paid, right? If you know patches of the system that does not get policed, you can just extract fraud money, baby. It's just that simple. I've seen, like, open up Ray William Johnson and watch his videos. Holy shit, the things that people get away with are insane. usually making a dumb mistake and then they get policed. And it's like, how many people are not getting policed and causing inflation just by, screwing the system? This is why policing eventually must, there's no debate about it, must be replaced by surveillance. Not surveillance cameras. Here you go. I will help you out a little bit. All right? You know the word freelance. So surveillance is a freelancer who's surveilling. You sign up to report to authorities. You want it really badly because bullshit is happening around you. And you start reporting every day. Report what's going on. We care about you greatly. Report. You feel bad about anything at all. Report. They compile data and they send help. Whenever there's help, you can also see in a greater scale based on the points that you have. Maybe you have access to a map of what's going on in your neighborhood, all this shit, and then you can even connect with other victims. Just the surveillance system, the actual system, not just the central Big Brother surveillance that we're scared of, but we're still manifesting because we're not talking about the fucking actual surveillance. The actual surveillance is a fucking God-given thing to save us all, basically. It saves us all. It's the complete opposite of a feeling, basically, that people have about this word. Dirty words, well, you have to scrub the dirt and apply it. Because policing is the actual fucking evil. It's turning into, a slack. We allow it to happen because we're sort of very familiar with it, but it's bad. It's horrible. If people are too familiar with something, they start abusing it. And policing is just damn, I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything. I don't know anything. I am a nobody. People erase themselves to try and make policing much more brutal than it actually is supposed to be, right? And again, the court system just fucking cuts corners and didn't invite me when my court case happened, right? And on top of that, I feel brutalized. I feel brutalized in every single fashion imaginable, where I'm pretty much sentenced to death. I mean, that's what prescribing medication for the rest of your life actually is. And they tether me to the system to where, I must do it. Or big consequences. So, what? What just happened? How can you tether me to the scariest thing imaginable? What, did someone fucking die? Holy shit, man. And that's how much they trample you. That's the extent of they can actually trample you to death without even labeling as such, right? Just, they do it, it happens, but no one gets to notice. Right? They basically apply death, but don't call it such, so nobody notices. It's a hush-hush death simulation, basically. So maximum policing is the hush-hush death. Get the hush-hush money, boy. Don't focus on that. It's death. This is why it's... anything is scary. Criminals are scary, not because they can do crime, because I will self-defend myself in the wrong manner. That's why criminals are scary. Imagine what's going on, even with the migrant situation. The migrant situation is not the scary part, it's the fact that they're criminals and they involve policing to solve the problem, which does not solve any fucking problems. UK prisons are full. What does that even mean? What does that even mean, dude? How can you have full prisons in your country? How can you be fucking overstacked? Overcrammed with criminals? How is that even possible? It's a fucking big red alert of this total system failure. UK is literally fucking sinking into the fucking void. It's scary out there, guys. And the crisis is ongoing. All right? Europe is getting a taste of the worst policing imaginable. And again, I'm no exception. I am the guy who survived it, and hopefully it goes away. Hopefully it fucking fixes the damages. Because I feel damaged now, not the other way around. Sorry guys, my microphone might actually sound different as well. This is kind of awkward. It's basically bullying the troubles away, just like pushing it aside. And if you socialize with other people, you find those like loopholes, you collect ways to get out of trouble, basically. You understand the system better. And the nightmares subside. They're smaller, they're less relevant. Because knowing even like the moment, when is the best time to like call police, well, what are the triggers, how to set things up, just all of this is social knowledge completely locked away from me. Like, that's why my mom was like calling the police. She's a fucking asshole. He's trying to hack the system, but her feelings were just completely out of whack. She's completely crazy on her own because she's isolated. Again, isolation drives people crazy. I mean, it's probably the biggest motivator for me to post videos. Not just because I'm isolated, but because someone else might be isolated too. They might need to hear this, who knows. And again, now I'm old. I'm 2 generations old, technically. What does that mean? My efficiency of teaching is twice as good? I don't know. So let's quickly run through this video
welcome
now.
to Capitalism Explained.
Using these little bit of context. But again, surveillance is to walk around, confront people for their bad behavior. If they escalate, all of a sudden, the report becomes juicier, and eventually they get confronted by authorities. Just for me, again, as a smart person, the most satisfying thing to do, people like me fucking do it just for the thrills, right? Just because they want to clean the environment, just scrub the environment as much as possible from all the nasty shit and question everything, be curious about everything. I'm the menace of surveillance, if anything. But I am a cripple under capitalism. Those are the weird horrors I have to live under. And again, this guy does not understand how trampling capitalism can get. That capitalism fundamentally is literally a survival system where you have to survive. You get your survival points. Money is not to be taken lightly. It's your survival points, your vitality points. You can give to other people to help them survive as well, right? You lose everything. You lose your jobs. Everyone is losing around you. Just the clouds above you. Throw a bunch of shade, and all of a sudden you're bleeding money. At any moment, this can happen. What do? Just everyone has to pretend to be happy? Yeah, that's another thing that just blocks our ability to understand how bad things actually can get. Because if you're not surviving, you're not interesting to other people. People always converge their attention to the greatest survivors. But that's another aspect of capitalism. I really hope just like it all comes together for you guys. That all this information will fucking bring the great enlightenment of being able to operate within the system without taking too much damage, at least. Because for me, it's fucking dark and gloomy in here. Not having enough resources, and sitting under insult label, basically. I'm just sitting, I'm not doing anything wrong, leave me alone, right? Like, capitalism knows how to fucking piss you off. This is technically a moment of surveillance, not policing. All right, but he kind of represents policing. These guys represent surveillance because they caught him in the act. This guy represents policing of like it tramples. Oh, if you're a poor person, fuck you, bro. Go die, dude. If you Muslim, go die. I hate Muslim. Go fucking die. All right, that's what policing actually does. Policing is not about tolerance. And it's kind of why people, eventually had to protest police brutality, but they don't understand it. They don't understand where it's coming from and what it is, and it's not racist. It's a lot weirder than that, all right? It's kind of like police is racist because they don't speak black American, okay? It doesn't speak black people's language. Black people's language is to have a lot of energy, and it's like, if police has more energy, they trample just a little bit harder, What can you do, bro? What can you do? Also, police has to consume all the black rapper culture, so black people literally lean towards crime for whatever reason. And everyone is gonna respond accordingly, unfortunately. So no, policing is not fundamentally racist. But it's kind of like a violent way of healing your wounds. It's just like, fucking kill it. It's kind of like perhaps we have the worst cancer treatments of all time. We try to kill the cancer instead of actually figuring out a way for a body to do it naturally, right? To overwhelm cancer with healing. We oversimplify to where killing seems like a solution to a lot of things. Actually, we kill relationships like that very quickly. That's another thing about policing, right? A relationship can fall apart just based on police appearance. Just based on how much you want to police the other person. Because pointing a finger and saying you did something wrong is just exhausting, okay? I mean, I'm trying to talk to my bully basically from long past, and bro is like, I'm calling police, I'm talking to police right now about your stupid shit. And then he stopped talking. And it's like, damn, well, how do I feel about this? And then I'm just like, damn, I do have 2 billion thoughts now that he mentioned police, right? Now it does run through 10 different scripts of what could possibly happen. He did summon the biggest demon of uncertainty. That's the latest version of bullying nowadays. Just to call police. Every single bully that I confront nowadays is fucking yelling at me, I'm gonna call police. Even though they're literally doing something wrong. But they know it's scary and it's very randomized unless you socially fucking engineer for police to focus. And even then, when police arrive to my fucking apartment, these fucking neighbors are yapping, bro. They're fucking shaming me, these pieces of shit, bro. They can't shut the fuck up. They just like enjoying that moment as if something fucking happened, nothing happened. You failed to stop me and you asked police for help. Often enough, you do not need policing. That is outsourced. Again, there's a funny thing. Police department is actually corporate policing. You've been duped this whole time. If you called police, that means you need something more serious than what is available locally. Like, very locally. Your dad, basically, your big dad, comes in and polices the situation, right? Just pure intimidation. Pure trampling as well, right? And police comes in case they fucking touch your dad, basically. Did I have dads to police things? Big fucking no, right? You don't have strong people in your life. I don't have fucking a guy, a real man, in just any radius. Pick any radius, there's no real man in that radius. Alright? 1 kilometer, 10 kilometers, 100 kilometers, 1,000 kilometers. No real man has been found. I don't even know, man, what's up with that one. Because that one is even more scary. Men have been scooped up and sent to war at this point. I mean, what the fuck is going on? So, local policing is completely available. again, the moment you outsource policing, is you kind of escalate the situation in general, and you're probably going to cause like unwanted harm to the person, because police is going to be just that much more brutal than the local dude, you know, who will care. It's just a little bit more about history. Local policing in general is going to be brutal just to kind of shut down the situation. Just put water on the fire and just splash that shit out of here. Everyone gets separated. All the evidence collected. Bam, bam, slam. Basically, handcuffs on loudest, most like obnoxious person. That's it, right? There's no debates. You can't argue with that, especially when it's happening. So again, I told my story, but now I actually tucked it away, as you can tell, because it would be on a front. My mind that's may or may not be related. It is a subject of self-defense. I literally had to dream about. Don't worry, I probably will be able to squeeze squeeze this man as we talk about him. Probably we should just like do that first. Actually, wow, do we just do it like that? Capitalism, despite what everyone else is saying, he has his own definition of capitalism, and gets even more mad and everything, and just creates drama out of fucking thin air. But you're the evil person, right? Like, you're pushing people around. I had a demon literally stands out above the rest, fucking directly attacking me. Like, imagine that. Yeah, I get it. I had a problem, but someone fucking overdosed on how much they don't like it. The fact that the system was able to allow a crazy woman in a factory to attack me over something, that was just menacing, bro. A whole demon portal basically open, and she was throwing a lot of shit at me. That's also policing, but it's like Karen level policing, right? If you don't know who this guy is, I still don't know this guy. He's just talking politics. He's talking common sense and debunking a lot of stupid liberal shit. But everything has its own limits, looks like, because I started smelling that bro just doesn't care. There was one TikTok where, and you can't dig it out. Like, I tried, but you can't dig it out. Because bro is spamming as well, right? Bro just doesn't care. So, one time he posts stuff like, well, I'm doing great under capitalism so far, no problem. What are you talking about? Everyone, only online people are complaining right now, but just normal people, they don't feel inflation necessarily. Everyone's living their lives. It's all fine. And it's like, yeah, it's great, I guess, for you personally, and you just don't recognize that people are suffering from obvious issues, right? But that's what it is. Like, he has no sympathy for poor people. If you're poor, something's wrong with you, and even if survival requirements ramp up all of a sudden. And again, to some extent, it's a little bit of truth in there. All right, but you can't just hold on to the truth as if this is the greatest thing. People are still gonna make less children when they're financially suppressed, and we'll be fine. So what you can do is celebrate the fucking that overpopulation is shutting down. You can celebrate that. I will join in on the fun, but like to actually attack poor people and cheerlead suffering in the world, that is too much, man. That's ridiculous. And I actually take offense because I live on government money now, and I have never been better. All right, it's never been better human being. I wouldn't be better by having a job. All right, because it's very difficult to just find the proper job, right? It is not about having a job or not having a job, income, no income. It's about having a proper job. That's where you get the most money as well, right? Appropriate job for you. Whatever you can provide to society. To actually dig that shit out of non-existence into existence, you have to actually still do a job that doesn't pay you anything. So You just suck it up and take a shitty job instead because you know to try and find a good job is a fucking monumental journey, potentially requiring traits that I don't have, like courage, right? So I often just suck it up, take a bad job, but at least I have a job, right? And right now, what the government is proposing to me, in a way, by giving me free money, I'm like, wait, my job is to not spend money that I have. Okay, that's good. I can always figure that one. That one is easy. To not waste my money, that one's fucking easy, alright? See how the world is just literally upside down for me and just can't grasp anything. And everything feels like luck to a lot of people. Although I don't want to fall into the same pitfall that he did. So yeah, political talk, there's nothing interesting about it, to be honest. And there's nothing interesting about here as well. Again, it's just like capitalist fucking yapping about how he likes that poor people are dying. And we don't get much coherence out of this. And it was like the ending of the video, so. There is the win-win concept. Alright, usually good things happening to people, in general terms, it's a win-win. Poor people still have ideas, poor people still have things that they are capable of achieving. They just don't have the money to be able to kickstart those ideas and test those ideas out. There's not enough resources for them to attempt anything. Or just like they simply don't have courage. They don't have the most local resource. What the fuck do you do? Muster? I mean, at some point, if you're brink of death, you will try whatever it takes. But naturally, you don't operate at 100% every single day under focus to try and find the magical job that's out there somewhere. They're available 24/7, and if people actually were even nicer to each other, we would be able to share jobs. But again, I come from doom and gloom, disconnection, server. Like when I had friends, the friend that I truly cared about, because he knew how to operate in life, even though he was a cripple, and it's just like, what the fuck is that? But he was the only person to ever offer me a job, and it was like actually closer to where like it makes sense what the job is. That was fucking brutally amazing. Because I know no one ever came close to that level of what one friend was able to, offer me. And guess what? All of a sudden, just because one friend offered me something, I had a job. How does that work as well? Explain that. Okay, capitalism is just almost impossible to explain because it's a brutal system. Half of the things you cannot explain. Half of the things is just burning resources for the sake of royalty exists, For the sake of, like, royalty exists, we have to keep them, but it does come at a cost. When the system is not finished, it's broken. But try to keep royalty and people have to suffer as a result. We could have all the good things and not have to suffer as much. That would be the best. So bro is basically enjoying his royalty to, be rich. It's a royal to be rich, to like not be tormented by problems. Like, you have no sympathy at all that a poor person is dealing with a lot more than you are. And at that point, my proposition is any person from the street should follow the law, all right, and get themselves into jail by attacking this man, And then they will eat for the day and will feel good about themselves for doing a very good thing. And proving this guy that he has problems. The moment he is projecting narcissism, now you do have problems of poor people dying. Because they will die on top of your fucking body, basically. You will contract their rot and their anger. Don't fucking do this shit, man. But that's an easy way to discredit it once you understand the logistics, basically, that, you know, poor people are on the brink of doing the worst things. If you fucking try to mess with them, basically. Watch out. They're on the brink of doing crime anytime. Just to fucking defend their dignity. Who cares, right? I pulled this because I did an oopsie, alright? The biggest question became, are you guilty? And I'm like, damn, I'm stumped by this question. So under policing, we don't know what we're gonna receive. We're gonna receive fucking shit under our Christmas tree, and we have to deal with it. Welcome to capitalism, guys. Our Santa, you know, had a little bit of a stomach problem. Drank a little bit too much this year. There was an incident where an old woman comes into our apartment to ask for money, and it's COVID time, right? And it's like, we don't like her. I don't like her at all, and I don't want this situation to go down this path. I'm already like a very isolationist person, to where like, if I don't like you, bro, you better go away. Because time and time again, I realized that it's very difficult to build connections with people. And sometimes it's often not even worth it. The connections that my mom had was basically abusing her this whole time. And I'm just like an observer looking in of like, what are you fucking doing? Why are you interacting with like literal demons? So old woman comes in, I confront her, I corner her, I get mad, try to push her outside. She trips and falls and breaks her leg, apparently. None of those things I could fucking understand. I couldn't understand old women resisting. You know, just like, go, like you forced out. Not going, okay, that's a problem. Tripping and falling, what the fuck was that? Right? How? My door is not safe. My door frame is not safe. Okay, that reality I had to face with, basically, right? It is weird because policing also works like in when something bad happens with your car. Yeah, you have to like follow all these rules. And you learn all these rules before you start driving. Not while you driving, but before. We might have to talk about cars at some point. I still haven't made my mind, because this is a new concept. The policing happens a lot in the streets, right? And you can still feel the police brutality in there as well. That's where the most TikToks come from. Interaction with police. We actually don't get enough TikToks about police, by the way. It's kind of weird. To me, this is how I feel about the situation. I had inexperience. There was no, again, you must not show, of course, bad intentions to wanting to hurt other people. It's pretty obvious, but like, genuinely, I had no idea how to deal with a toxic old woman. Okay? So that's another thing, like, people under policing, they don't have a good solution. They literally ought to skip all the mediation attempts and just fucking ram, you know, someone just out. Or get really mad and punch them in the face. How about that? And it's like, what do you do? It's no mediation. It's just pure brutality. This just big chunk of the system missing where it's supposed to operate and alleviate a lot of problems for people. But it's skipping a lot of steps. Very glitchy in there. And then you have the core system, which doing the same exact thing, is just cutting corners, skipping steps, not inviting me at all to participate, to speak for myself, you know, prepare a speech, anything. No notifications about that, no preparation. They have already decided it's way too much, too fast. And it's like, if you fucking decide this too fast, why even bother waiting, right? Why do you bother me so much, right? So for me pushing old woman and making an accident, I get, again, this hush-hush death sentence, 1 year in mental facility, which is 10 times worse than prison, right? But again, hush-hush death sentence because they get to decide whenever they fucking willy-nilly when to extend it, right? So you live under the fucking demonic presence when the system is so overwhelming. It is insane. That is literally the mental illness that you guys didn't fucking treat whatsoever. What's going on? And all under pretense that they were able to trample just a label on top of my face, right? Kick a label into my face. The actual brutality, you don't know police brutality, bro. You do not understand the system brutality. I have to live with it. I have to live as a person who has been, like even just the scary part of like, oh, well, you cannot have certain jobs. I mean, sure. Forget about that part. No one cares about that, your stupid jobs anymore. It's just the fact that you completely bar-coded person to where they fucking scan you and give you a 10 times harsher sentence by default. As if justice system can be this automated. Damn. This fucking mindless of where it's just like blue, green, yellow, quarter. Okay, so I see what happens. Your case goes to this thing. Everything's just like factory set. There's no questions asked. And easy solution, right? And it's also like that's what it happens when you live amongst demons as well. You're born amongst demons. You're born amongst shitty fucking people, and they treat you like one of them, right? But that's what happens when you don't even want to see my face, when you don't actually invite me to court. I did not, again, get a notification to go to court. And I'm like, okay, I guess I follow that idea. And very likely that made it fucking 10 times worse. Everything just like every little fucking mistake makes things 10 times worse. Every mistake accumulates as if you should have known better. A system like that cannot fucking function. It's just a system of tumbling brutality. Anytime you can tumble off a cliff when you wake up one day, right? It's like, that's insane. So, and at the same time, I don't even know how the system works. In the end of the day, there was so fucking little given to me, so little interaction, so little fucking care given to me. People were just doing their jobs to the point where, like, I get nothing out of it. I just get told what to do. And I was told to fucking suffer. Fucking suffer. That's right. I can suffer inexperience, alright? I can suffer the fact that I need greater education. But even my education, sandwiching a court, literal local court, is sandwiched between my school, right? There's the cafeteria, there's the sports place. My school also expanded. Unimportant detail. But it contains a court, pretty much. Just like an alien structure in there, in the middle. Right there. Do we have classes about court? Do we participate at all? No. Why should we use the convenience when the system orders you to do something else? Right? So everyone knows, and we'll have to talk about how disgusting schools are under capitalism, but everyone knows that schools actually don't teach the fundamentals of just living life. It benefits us all to have people who know how to live life properly, just in case they didn't have good parents, just in case they didn't have good friends, right? There's should be a fucking way to fall back on something, right? And express your problems, but no. Bare minimum, dude. Bare fucking minimum. They didn't teach me about cooking hygiene, self-defense, like the most basic shit that gets you in trouble so badly. Life is so brutal. Gravity is so damaging to people. And the fundamentals of life that fucking kill human beings are not taught in school when there's the perfect opportunity they build themselves. Perfect opportunity is just placeholder. Right? So you can see, like, man, it could have been so much better, but, people die anyways. People get to die anyways, in the end of the day. From just bullshit. The year I had to sacrifice was 2021. The dead year. It was quite an experience to be inside a mental facility, just people out there. But it's also a survival situation as well. Like, there's drama every single month. Every month something stupid happening. Every month, every day you're just kind of slightly uncomfortable as well with the way things are going. And again, in that mental facility, you have the way out. You can have a gaming console, and the gaming consoles nowadays are amazing. And was I able to prepare myself for it? Nope. No one fucking cares for your well-being. Nobody, dude. The system will trample the shit out of you. I could have just got a simple, tiny device to make my day so 10 times better. To have my fucking games in my hand, just relaxing, fucking awesome. No. No, bro. No, Jose. The system chooses to deliver you suffering for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's it. You had to touch a fucking ancient Windows XP computer on Sundays. Every other Sunday. Every other Sunday. No, it's COVID, so only half of the time that already was halved 3 times. Right? Every blue fucking moon, basically. And they're probably so proud of themselves of even creating a program where everyone is being sent to a different fucking building to touch a fucking computer. It's fucking insane, dude. It's insane. Every single aspect is pure insanity. You truly get to, look up close of people not knowing what the fuck they're doing, actually, how much harm and destruction they're invoking. And this, this guy, literally, he fucking killed his own politics, right? All this political activism, what's the point if you're not a good person, fundamentally? If you can't even reach politically clean image, right? You expose your fucking self, right? What's even the point of projecting your values of just correctivism, basically, just correcting other people's misconceptions of things? What's the point if you feel that suffering is justified in the end of the day? What are we even fighting for anymore? Bro is just fucking laying around and solving political puzzles, right? Of who gets to be debunked, who gets to be fucking shamed a little bit more, whose reputation I will eat for breakfast. So, capitalism is fucking brutal, guys. The system of capitalism, you don't want to deal with it. It is insane. Taking them risks is just completely off the table. Now I can give that fatherly energy out there of do not do anything risky. The moment you are labeled as borderly mentally ill, you gotta take no risks, man. You are now in jail. We're all often in jail in our rooms. In case we don't have opportunities, we don't feel like we have it. Sometimes the ultimate solution is to escape everything. all at once. Just run as fast as you can, see who fucking cares, leave everything behind. That one solution, guess what? It's just manifesting itself, right? It's asking to happen. You know, the fire exit manifests the moment there's fire. People want to escape the burning building no matter what the building represents. Is it a hospital? Is it a factory? Is it your mom's house, your father's house, your grandpa's house, your friend's house? Doesn't matter what it represents. When it's on fire, you seek the fire exit. When the brutality is too much, and it hurts your eyes and your lungs, and you're just fucking exhausted, you gotta fucking go. And no, what older millennial doesn't even have the good definition of capitalism necessarily, because I have to explain to him the convergence idea. He has the idea that good people will be rewarded by capitalism, and it's like, just no, you are rewarded by extracting money, not by being good, right? You have to be good at extracting money. Good hardworking person? No, usually being good actually costs you money most of the time. So, a lot of good people are poor as a result. It's kind of fascinating. So, that's what policing is the oversimplification of, like, if you run out of money, you're a bad person. It's oversimplification. That's the foundation of policing. Like, what is the simplest thing we can fucking pick up and turn it into a law, right? So you can always expect under policing something very simple is going on. Yes, they asked me for money before they sentenced, right? Before they punished, and they couldn't even fucking allow me to identify it as punishment. It was just so insane. Every single thing about it. In fact, so insane that I want to see someone die, actually. Alright? I want to see everyone involved in that system die. That would be amazing. Alright? I know the real poor people were the one who were holding jobs in my face. Right? The most brutal jobs to, imprison me instead of worry about me, because they can't do anything, technically. They're just order followers. Besides one thing, they can toss their job, right? Again, being a good person often makes you poor. If you actually want to be a good person, you have to sacrifice a job. You have to succumb to corruption and to not allow it to spread. But a lot of people just allow it to spread. That's another very scary thing, and you have to be extremely aware of this thing. So not only older millennials is wrong, he's insane now. He's insane when poor people are often good people. He's insane wanting good people to die. Ooh, that's not good. Like, again, money will not automatically establish morality. Money will automatically establish royalty. That's it. The goodness is how we spend the money, the access to ability for money to translate into anything at all. A piece of bread in a good person's hand is a tool to help the others, right? So money is that piece of bread. A good person decides to, no, I'm not gonna fucking buy a new car, I'm gonna buy pieces of bread for all these suffering people. I will reduce the suffering of all these people. Instead of, older millennial sees money of like a reward. Of like, woof, woof, I'm a big boy, look how much money I have, rewards. That's a big distinction, isn't it? And of course, I will have to give it to you to hear for yourself. Alright? Because I knew that there could be something wrong. I was kind of attracted to the prospect here of like, wow, interesting TikToker, but then he got himself into just a drinking accident, and now then he started talking about how well he's doing under capitalism, and now Look at him now, fully exposed to his demons, right? So yeah, I turned quickly the whole thing upside down where surveillance is not the main aspect, where it's just like, it's a new thing that's about to happen, and it's gonna help a lot of people because it's gonna be like actually functional a justice system. Where's that video again, bro? What the fuck? Here it is. He needs to put face on a thumbnail.
Spotlight. And
why is it lagging so bad? Holy shit! Holy shit! YouTube just refused to stop. Alright, here it comes. Here's the kicker. We got him.
People who can't find a job, who can't find anything, I hope you starve to death. I hope you die in the street, you worthless motherfuckers. I hope to see you in the street begging for water and I accidentally step on your hand. You worthless motherfuckers. I'm so tired of acting like I care about you people. I don't. So you fucking die. No, America would be way better off. We just let broke people die. Here's the thing, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you exist today because of government support, I hope you die. I hope every one of you dies. We'll save so much money. Oh boy.
It'll save so much money. The delusion, bro. Bro, poor people are not the royalty. Not the royalty who has hogged all the money. They're just, existing. It's the billionaires. I thought we fucking made it clear that had all the money. Is the scammers, the people who found a loophole and were able to fucking break the system entirely, and they're not good people. Automatically. But yeah, some fucking idiot woke up one day and aligned money with morality because that's what policing does. You oversimplify the system and you become a fucking demon just by accident. Oops. How did that happen? This was kind of just funny. Bro is saying that he's hot and whatnot.
I look like a 55-year-old that people want to sleep with. You say you're 32. I look like a 32-year-old that people want to sleep with. I know I'm hot. Regardless of what age you tell me, I know I'm hot.
I love it. I love the cough. It adds the comedic timing.
I'm not worried about that, though.
This actually shows the normal side, but it's still narcissistic, right? And then this part is like, I want Muslims to die because they're animals, and ugh. I'm not gonna defend Muslims. They can do it themselves. They can get pissed off themselves. And it's sort of rage bait, man. I don't condone such behavior because bad things can happen when you piss people off. They already pissed off, I imagine. We're going through apocalypse. We're going through the darkest sightings of capitalism. People are now questioning its existence in the first place. Since no matter how much we cry, it's not like we're going to be able to eat billionaire for dinner. Nope. Only available under surveillance. Under surveillance, privacy kind of peels off, especially for those that we don't fucking like. Alright, their privacy is completely trampled. And yes, I use the same words yet again. But it's fine to do bad things to bad people, trust me. But you have to really actually allocate who those bad people are. You cannot use broad definitions of poor and Muslim, of men and women. You cannot use that as a moral compass. So yeah, police is racist. Maybe, because it's simple that way. At the same time, like as a policeman, you are put into a very tough situation where you have to fix things with limited amount of tools that you have, right? Literally, a policeman comes to my door and is like, well, you should move to another location then, if there's a problem. And it's like, oh, but I guess it's pretty expensive. Bro has defeated his own purpose. We found a solution of like, well, make your walls thicker. But even that is not a solution, alright? There's still windows. I hate having windows now, because windows still make noise. Even if walls don't make noise, windows will still continue making noise. How about that? Right? You can block every nook and cranny, but the toxic society will find a way in if policing is not good enough, right? And that's another late stage of capitalism. Policing is often not good enough to achieve justice. That's it. Beautiful. Now, the video is beautiful. Thank you guys for watching. Let's keep at it. All right, let's peel off every single layer of capitalism so we understand all the dark side of the moon, man. Your prayers and hopes is that people will enjoy their lives, that they're going to be good people, that nobody dies. You know, having children sometimes is suffering. So let's hope nobody suffers. They won't have children. They won't die, though. And, like, nature has a whole thing set up where just life works. Life actually is a moral system by default, right? Reality is just functional by default. You don't need to invent money, to invent poverty, to invent morality. That is fucking insane. Let people live their lives, and just a little bit of pressure is gonna shake things up. You don't need to hope, accelerate, focus on the good parts of life, not the bad parts of life. Man, older millennial, maybe people will want to sleep with you a lot less. We don't even know his relationship with just like, does he have a wife? Because want to sleep with him? I mean, just get a life, dude. Get a life and get a wife. Bye.